Hi, my name is Jason with Resolution Marketing LLC, and we'll be reviewing a controversial Coca-Cola commercial. As a disclaimer, we are in no way affiliated with Coke, Pepsi, or any of the colleges involved in this commercial. So why is this commercial controversial? Well, you have Ohio State, Georgia, Notre Dame, Clemson, Auburn, and Alabama in this commercial. And then at the end of the commercial, you see 12 Division I football schools. What about the other 118 Division I football schools? What about all the other schools that Coke has a contract with but didn't include in the commercial? I did my research and I found that Coke has at least 46 contracts with Division I football schools. Coke played favorites, and they showed who they actually care about through this commercial. So for that, I'm not affiliated, but for that, I'm a Penn State alumni, and I understand that Penn State has a deal with Pepsi, but I'm standing up for every other Division I football school that was left out in this commercial. Doesn't matter what brand of beverage that you have, it just matters that you were left out. And that's disappointing. Of those 12 schools in this commercial, are any of them a rival to your school? If so, then Coke supports your rival and it doesn't support your school. Ohio State and University of Michigan were both in that commercial. Two schools from the Big Ten, two schools that Penn State happens to be a rival with. Advertisers rarely show specific teams because it decreases brand loyalty and targets certain groups. In Coke's case, they're only going to reach the fans of 12 Division I football schools out of 130. If you're going to name drop 12 Division I football schools with a Coke contract, you have to be all-inclusive of all the other schools with a Coke contract. That's like going back to elementary school and you found out that your classmates are having a birthday party and invited everyone except for you. It's a great way to feel unappreciated. That's what Coke has done in this commercial. And since they name-dropped Ohio State, which is Penn State's rival, it would be wrong for a Penn Stater to go and purchase Coke products. Coke supports Ohio State. If I support Coke, then my money goes towards supporting Ohio State. I do not support Ohio State because I went to Penn State. Therefore, I will not purchase Coke. This is the same idea with every other Division I football school out there. Not just Penn State. Why would you want to support a company that supports your rivals? This is a free market with plenty of competition in the food and beverage space. You aren't under any obligation or being forced to consume Coca-Cola products. In fact, the Ukraine boycotted Coke back in 2016 for publishing an ad with the Crimean Peninsula as part of Russia. The only way out of that mess was to just delete the entire advertisement because it actually did more harm than good. So here's some math to calculate what Coca-Cola could lose from airing this football commercial. There are 130 NCAA football schools. If we look at the living alumni from 70 of those schools, excluding the schools from the Coke commercial, we come out to roughly 19.86 million alumni. Now let's assume that 5% of the alumni from each school regularly purchase 2 12-packs of Coke each month. We now have roughly 993,000 alumni. If each alumni spends about $9.78 on Coke per month, that would total up to roughly $9.7 million generated by the retailer and Coke. Assuming that Coke distributes 60% to all the retailers and keeps 40% to itself, Coke is regularly generating $3.8 million per month off those alumni. $3.8 million is what Coke stands to lose in a month. Of course, it could be worse. The students from the schools with Coke contracts that were not included in the commercials could get so frustrated and have such great school spirit that they end up boycotting Coke products. Here's how I kind of imagine that happening. spoke with a decent amount of people from other Division I schools that were not included in the commercial, just to kind of get a consensus on how they felt about the commercial. And the number one response to the question was, why didn't they show my school? So it's definitely something to think about. I mean, if Coke partnered with one or two schools in separate conferences, then I think that it would have been okay. It would have told me that they're doing big things with a school over in this territory and a school over in this territory. But they did it in the exact same conference, and they took it 9 schools too far. They basically said, oh yeah, we have a contract with you, but we want to support this team over here. Meanwhile, they're rivals, and it's like, what are you doing? You're not even going to put us in your commercial, and you put our rivals in there? That's not a cool move to do. Like, you're saying that you support them over us. You can't play favorites like that. Like, sure, you might get paid more money from one, but if you have 50 additional Coke contract deals, what if they just disappeared because you're isolating and you're working on just those 11 Division I schools? You're going to cannibalize your contracts and upset all these other schools if that's what you continue to do. So let me know in the comment section if you're agitated by this commercial, and do you prefer Coke, Pepsi, or another beverage brand? And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We post commercial reviews every Wednesday. And I am Jason with Resolution Marketing, LLC. Have a great day.